Yeah. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to Boxing Block Center. Guess who's right with me? Guess who is right with me right now? You know the guy, Christopher Peguero.
Yo, what's up, Boxing Block Center?
The old-time friend of Earl Newman, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
I hope you guys can take it a little bit easy on him today, man. I bet Najam. I bet Najam. More not go hard on that. More not go hard on that. More take a easy. I beg. I beg with that. So what's up, bro? What's poppin'?
What's up, man? How's everything? How you doing? How you feeling?
What happened, man? You disappeared. I'm feeling quite good.
Don't Boxing Block Center. Don't do that to me. I got one call at 4 o'clock in the morning, man. I was asleep, man. Don't do that.
Yeah. I thought you was gonna be awake. You know, I told you that when that fight goes down, after the fight goes down, I'm gonna remind you that the Nigerian Pitbull is not a joke. I mean, so let's keep it real here. Let's keep it on bass. I'm listening.
Yeah. Before we get started, you know, you definitely gotta congratulate Apochi for the win. You know, it was a great fight. You know, I heard, you know, that it was potentially a fight of the year candidate. So it was a great fight. So what do you think about the fight?
Well, I have to say it was a very good fight. I never expected a Newman to be that tough. You know,
yes.
Before the bout, I told you Apochi might stop him. Even during my prediction for the bout, I said Apochi would stop him, you know, in the 3 or 2 rounds, you know, but Apochi as well himself never thought Earl Newman would be that tough. You know, right. he never actually knew anything about Earl Newman, you know, until
I think
until the presentation took place, where it was like, oh, this guy has represented the USA in the Olympics. Like, he was like surprised.
Yes.
He thought Newman was just another guy, you know, another American boxer who basically is been inactive and all this stuff and don't really know much about boxing. You know, really, a Newman, I felt like a Newman would be, you know, too little for Apochi, because I felt like Apochi, you know, has the amateur pedigree, you know, has the experience, you know, has the inactivity to actually deal with a Newman in 2-3 rounds, but that wasn't the case, bro. I have to congratulate the Apochi for sure, and I have to give props to Earl Newman. But Apochi ain't no joke. He's a real D, bro. He's a real D.
I told you this wasn't gonna be an easy fight. You know, you guys made it, you know, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Even you look at the betting odds, you know, they had him, you know, knocking him out 2 rounds, 3 rounds. I told you that this wasn't gonna be an easy fight. I told him that this is gonna be the hardest fight that he had thus far in his career. And you know, what do you think about that stoppage? Do you agree with that stoppage? Because I think that was the fastest 10 count that I've ever seen in boxing history. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as soon as Earl Newman is getting up, they start speeding it up. 8, 9, 10, it's over. That's the fastest 10 count I've ever seen in boxing history.
So what are you trying to isolate right now, bro?
Unbelievable. And if you look at round 6, you could see the
bro. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, bro. We are right. Listen, people are listening to us right now, and they know. Listen, Boxing Block Center is a place where everybody can give his opinion, and you as a guy, I like your energy. I like the fact that you believe in your friend. I like the fact that you actually said your friend was not a walk in the pack, and that actually came into play. So we saw it. That Newman is not a joke.
I'm not looking at opinion at this point. I'm not looking at opinion. This is the stats. Round 6, you can hear the commentators say a 48-46 fight, and they favored Apochi. And they only made it a 48-46 fight because in round 2 they made it a 10-8 count. Why? I don't know. Maybe because it was a hard fight. But okay, they gave him a 10-8 count. So it's fair to say that before that knockout, that it was an even fight. And if you look at round 2 and you hear the commentating, you can see that Apochi's corner was speaking to the referee and they were telling him, when are you going to stop the fight, ref? When are you going to stop the fight? And the referee said, well, I can't stop the fight because, you know, Earl Newman is fighting back. So it almost seemed like they were looking to stop the fight any time now. So as soon as they found the opportunity to, they did that. So I'm not saying that it was a fixed fight. I can't say that. But I'm just saying, you know, what is going on?
Are you trying to say that there was a little bit of favorism towards Efetobor Apochi or what?
Boxing better than me. You know boxing better than me. You know that they generate more money from an undefeated record, so they figure they can promote Apochi to be some sort of cash shot. And I'm not saying it was a tough fight. It was a rough and tough fight, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like if they let him get to the 7th round, they should have let him finish the round. Let him stand up and let's see what happens in the rest of the 7th round and the 8th round. And then, but they didn't want to let it get to the scorecards. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you know that in the 2nd round, that fight should have been stopped in the 2nd round. You know that. Your man Earl Newman took some beating during that 2nd round, bro. I have to say that. But I still kind of wondered how he stayed on his feet. Like, you know, when Apochi hit him, when Apochi hit him with those combinations and Apochi attacked him aggressively and then Newman just staggered and felt like he was already done, I was like, oh, I told this guy the Nigerian pitbull is not a joke. And all of a sudden this guy, you know, still didn't give up. You know, he didn't give up. Like, he was still standing there trying to trade. And 3rd round, he came in strong, bro. He came in strong. I have to say that he came in strong. Yeah, Apochi gave him a hell of a beating, but Apochi himself never really believed that Newman had that toughness in him. He never really believed that, man.
You can kind of see Apochi in the later rounds. He was getting a little bit frustrated, and if you look at the commentating, you can actually show that they were actually talking about Apochi was actually slowing down. He was getting a little bit frustrated that he couldn't get the knockout. You can see that. But I guess they didn't want to let it get to the scorecards. You know, it could have been an even fight. You know, round 6, it wasn't an even fight till then. You know, I think I'm not saying that that it wasn't a rough and tough fight, but I think that they should have let it get to round 8 and then leave it to the judges. That's
so you say now that the fight was stopped early, right?
I think it was stopped, prematurely. It was a rough and tough fight on both sides. Both guys were getting hit hard. It was just one of those fights, and every boxer in their career just gets one of those fights. And today for Apochi, that day for Apochi and Newman, it was a rough and tough fight. But I think that they, if they were gonna let it go to the 7th round, they should have let it get to the end, to the 8th round, and leave it to the judges.
But didn't you see the face of your friend, Newman? You saw it.
Well, that face, that was from a headbutt. That was from a headbutt from Apochi in the 2nd round. If you look.
So you don't believe that Apochi's power is scary, that he was able to kind of bamboozle your friend like that?
No, I'm not saying that he's a strong puncher. He's a rough and tough guy.
And even though your friend Newman had the advantage, the reach advantage, you know that?
Explain that.
Newman is taller than Apochi, has the longer reach. He could not control Apochi on the bay. He could not use his jab to make sure Apochi doesn't come in. Apochi is an inside fighter. Apochi, since his reach is not really that long, he cannot really out jab a taller guy. But he knows how to fight on the inside. That's his main game. That's why I call him the modern day Mike Tyson, or in the cruiserweight division, man.
but look at the advantages on Apochi's side. He was a more active fighter. I think his last fight was a few months ago. Earl Newman's last fight was about a year and a half ago. Look at the fact that Earl Newman was moving up in weight from light heavyweight to cruiserweight. I can bet, that he had more advantages. But it's so it's boxing. Stuff happens to boxing, and it was a fight of the night.
And actually, that's the first time Newman has ever been stopped. Anyway, he's never been stopped. The loss against Leonard Thompson was not a stoppage, man. He went to distance, and both of them dragged it out. Even though Thompson had, more fights than him, but Thompson already had, 4 losses at that time. But Leonard Thompson currently has about 20 wins, 11 KOs, and 5 losses. Only one person has managed to knock him out. And who was that? Knocked him out. Let me see.
Right.
Sergey Kovalev knocked Leonard Thompson out in 2012. Kovalev.
Yes.
That was the only guy that was able to knock Leonard Thompson out. And Leonard Thompson defeated Earl Newman but it went a distance. But Apochi knocked Newman out. You know, listen, even I have to give Newman credit anyway, because naturally he's a light heavyweight. He's not a cruiserweight. You know, that's not actually his natural weight. You understand? He fought Apochi. He had to move. He had to move up. But one thing the only thing I'm impressed with regarding a Newman is his heart and willingness to win. I mean, he didn't. I actually thought he was just gonna. Okay, he came to collect some paycheck. You understand? But he actually went in there and gave it his all. And I like fighters that always give it their all, because that fight I can rewatch it every goddamn time I want. In fact, I watched it this morning, man. I rewatched it this morning, you know, and I was like, woof, Apochi is a deadly monster. So, what are your thoughts now about Apochi, man?
Apochi.
I mean, listen, bro. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Okay, keep it 100.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
I think that he's a strong puncher. I think that he has, you know, I think he has the ability to win fights in the future. How far down the line, you know, is it, you know, as far as winning, is he gonna do? We don't know. How far is he gonna go? We don't know. But as you say, and I'm gonna go back to one of your videos, it seems like you don't have as much confidence in your Nigerian fighter anymore, because you said, you know, I think that he should fight about 4 or 5 more bums, and then he should move up in talent as far as fighters. So before we were talking about moving him up to the heavyweight ranks and fighting guys like Wilder, and now you're saying you're backing down from that based on that fight and saying, well, maybe he should just fight 4 or 5 more bums to kind of artificially inflate his record, and then try to level up in the competition. So it seems like you lost a little bit more confidence in your guy. No.
I'm not. Apochi is my guy. Apochi is a very good guy, you know. And yeah, I'm in communication with him. Sometimes we write on WhatsApp. You know, he's a very confident guy. But the reason why I want him to fight some scrubs or some bums, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I want him to work more on his inside game. Because if he move up to the heavyweight division in the future, I know he can beat the likes of Dominic Brazil. Definitely in the future he can do that. You know. Let me
ask you a question.
Well, let me finish, bro. Let me finish, bro.
All right.
You know, you say that I lost confidence in him. No, I didn't lose. I didn't lose any confidence, and I still haven't lost confidence in him, because I feel like he got the tools. He got the amateur pedigree, and he got the boxing rig IQ to actually do damage. But I still feel like that inside game is not polished yet, especially when if he wants, because his main target is to actually, you know, conquer the cruiserweight division, become undisputed, and then move up to the heavyweight division, which, you know, is stuck right now, and it's gonna be stuck for years to come, because we've got guys like Filip Ergovic, who is a phenomenal boxer, guys like Nathan Goma, guys like Daniel Dubois, guys like Efi Ajagba. Apochi made Ajagba, okay? Apochi is the only one, or let's say one of those guys that can actually withstand Ajagba's power and who spot Ajagba, I mean, hundreds of times. I mean, I can't even count. So, but I still feel like his inside game is not legit yet, you know, but I still have the belief that he can become or he's the new modern era of Mike Tyson in the cruiserweight division. I don't know how he will fit everywhere, because
so
right now
so you're saying you have confidence in him, but that you feel that he got a little bit exposed after that fight.
No. I don't know. He wasn't exposed.
That's
okay. No. He wasn't exposed, bro. He wasn't exposed. He actually impressed me, because I never actually thought that he could, or he can be able to carry that power to more than 5 rounds. You know what I mean? So, you know, guys that are just most, you know, Apochi is naturally fit guy. He's a tank. You know what I mean? You look at Ajagba as well. You look at Joshua as well. You look at most Nigerian athletes, Nigerian boxers. They are tanks. You know what I mean? Joshua, Ajagba, Joe Joyce, Apochi, Samuel Peter, Aikibi Abuchi. You know what I mean? Rafael Akpediore. Right. Those guys they are tanks naturally. The physique is there already. But I never actually thought that Apochi can carry that power up to 7 rounds or more than 5 rounds. That's why I was picking him to beat.
You thought your guy Apochi was a 5-round fighter before? I
thought he could. You know Apochi throws a lot of punches, huh? He throws a lot of punches. He's not a guy that throw 1 punch per round, no, or 2, 3, 4 punches per round like Water, who don't really throw a lot of punches. But when he hits you with one, you're in trouble. Apochi throws a lot of punches. Apochi is very active in the ring, and that combination, I liked it. I still feel like he needs to fight some swerves, some bombs to work more on his inside game, because he will need that, very soon. Because I don't want him to just move up right now. And when you step up to the likes of Gaziev, then you've got to actually know that you've got to actually be on your hay game at that point. You know what I mean? That's what I want him to do. I want him to work his way up.
Right.
So, but in
conclusion,
I'm listening.
It was a rough and tough fight. I just felt that they should have gotten it to the end, the 8 rounds. But the boxing powers that be, I guess it favored Apochi for them to stop the fight. They didn't want to take the chance to let it go to the scorecards and potentially lose.
Bro, that fight couldn't have gone to the scorecards. You know why I said so? Apochi would have actually damaged the skull of Earl Newman if that fight had gone more than 7 rounds, man. I'm just telling you the truth.
You said he would have damaged what?
He would have damaged his skull. Because Apochi, that is skull, his brain. It just bust his brain up. You know what I mean? Dismantle it. Why I'm saying is, I'm not trying to tease your friend, but I'm just telling you right now that because Apochi, you look at that 7th round. When Apochi attacked him, his intention was to kill. Then he began. He's a Nigerian people. And sometimes it's hard for that pitbull spirit to come out. In that 7th round, it came out, and that was kill, do damage. And he began to feel the spirit, began to kind of feel the vision, see everything, and then that's what happened. That's what happened. I mean, your man, I respect your guy, I respect your friend a lot, and Newman, if you're listening, Twale for you, like we said in Nigeria. Tribuza for you. Tribuza. Twale. But I still feel like the Nigerian people would have done some real damage if that fight hadn't stopped.
Oh man.
Can you?
All in all, it was a great fight.
Yeah.
But it's fighting night candidate of the year, as far as the fight quality, and what more can we say? We gotta look up to we gotta look forward to the future to see what's out there.
So now that you've seen the monstrous power of Apochi, you think you go far?
I'm sorry.
You think you go?
I think that he's still a one-dimensional fighter. I don't think that he showed versatility as far as his ability to jab, his ability to do different things besides throw power punches. The different variety of punches that he can throw. I don't think that he showed that yet. I think that Earl Newman.
Bro, give credit, bro. Give credit to the Nigerian pitbull. The Nigerian pitbull. Give credit to the Nigerian pitbull.
No, give credit for the win, but we gotta see. We have to see.
All right. No problem, bro. Thanks for joining me. We're right back. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Like this video, share. And go follow me on Instagram at Boxing Blog Center. This is Christopher Peguero. We're right here discussing about the Apochi and Newman Bout outcome. It was a very good fight. I enjoyed it. So cheers, guys. Stay blessed. Stay humble. You know what I mean. Peace out.
Peace.